Well, first of all, I think the main thing would be having an HR function as soon as MPs hit Parliament to find out what experience people have got, what areas of expertise have they got, and different ways of working with ministers. So I had not worked with ministers at all. I'd not been a PPS, and I had really no idea what a ministerial job entailed. So I feel, as I've tried myself, to bring as many members of Parliament as possible into my office and talk to people about the job to help them. But there's no system that does that. So I would have a much more mature HR position to do it. And I also would have training for MPs who want to be ministers without making promises from civil servants about what a private office is, what they can expect from the civil service, what they can't expect from the civil service. And I think learning it on the hoof is not the right way of doing it. Now, I know it's not perfect and reshuffles come and elections come and everything like that. But if anyone wants to be a minister, they should at least be put in a room with other people that want to be a minister and given a series of voluntary to attend courses or lectures or roundtables, call them what you like, from people experienced. And civil servants I've spoken to would be very pleased to do that. And other ministers, perhaps if people are no longer ministers because they've been sacked or retired or resigned, they could offer to do it with MPs who are just starting. But the converse is also true in so much that civil servants have quite an ignorance about Parliament, and I was quite amazed how many had never even been to Parliament, despite having perfectly good careers in the civil service for 10 or 20 years. And they don't quite understand the pressures on a minister. So just to trivialise it, diary. The diary secretary in the department, he or she, their role is to fill the minister's diary, and that's priority. The diary secretary that deals with your life in your constituency, or indeed other parliamentary things, that are not, for example, lobby groups coming in to do with your constituency and things. That to the one in Whitehall is total second fiddle, but he or she doing it from the constituency point of view is continually frustrated by them saying, well, he's got to go on a visit to here. So you have to try and find a way, which for someone experienced in business on the operational front like myself is not that difficult. But for people that have been journalists, barristers, anything like that, who've had no experience of this, it is very difficult. So practically, I think people have to know a little bit more what to expect. In terms of what the civil servants were like, in terms of their ability, they try and give ministers what they want. That's part of their job. They know that, but they don't sort of understand the other pressures on ministers. That, for example, giving up a Friday, if you've got a surgery, if you're visiting a school, if you're visiting a couple of businesses, the arrangements for those are just as important to an MP's life as, well, I'm going to visit British Aerospace up in somewhere or other. I'm not trivialising either of them, but there is no perspective. But in the end, I think our system is better. I compare it to the American system, where I, for example, met several different cabinet members in America, giving Wilbur Ross as an example, who I dealt with on steel and things like that from time to time. In chatting to him, and this is no reflection on him, he's a hugely successful industrialist in his own right. He's not like the man Stewie, he's very smart. But in the end, his opposite number here, say Greg Clark, or I in a lesser extent, we have to face our constituents on Fridays and Saturdays. We have to go to Tunbridge Wells or Watford and listen to what they have to say. He doesn't, because his only link with the democratic system is via the president, who once every 4 years obviously has his own or her own things to deal with. But our system is better, but it has disadvantages, the clash of responsibilities and time. Learn from people that have done it before, and feel that the civil servants are an ally to you. They're not people trying to catch you out or bring you down. People watch the thick of it too much. I love the programme, and they watch Yes Minister too much. In practice, I think it's much better than that. And I think that as a minister, you have to accept the fact that you don't know anything at the beginning. But it's not like a graduate scheme with somebody else where you're given a course and training, or indeed even the fast stream, the civil service, where you go around different departments. You have to learn it on the hoof. And your only chance is to learn it from people that have done it before.